Did you hear that? That familiar sound made your heart skip a beat? If you thought that Steam notification was for you, don't worry, you're not alone. Today we're diving into why Steam is the apex predator of gaming platforms. If you're a PC gamer, chances are that Steam is your go-to library when it comes to buy and play video games. But let's be honest, you probably have a few other platforms installed too. Maybe you got Epic Games for the occasional and weekly freebie that they give around. And if you have EA Play, well, we'll get to that later, but it is the bloatware that you can't seem to live without. The list goes on. Epic Games, GOG, Uplay, Xbox, EA. So why does Steam always seem to come up on top? Is Steam just better than everyone else? Or do we all have Stockholm Syndrome and we can't seem to see it? Well, let's get together and find out. First, let's take a quick history lesson. And don't worry, I'll keep this short and sweet. Valve, the company that practically owns your soul, created Steam way back in 2003. You might think, wow, Steam is old enough to drink in most countries. And you might also be thinking, well, I remember a time where Steam wasn't around, so how old does that make me? Nonetheless, what was Steam's original goal? Initially, Steam was designed to make patching games easier and also provide some extra anti-piracy and anti-cheating measures. Although if we look at the current state of Counter-Strike 2 matchmaking, that last part does seem like an inside joke. Fast forward to today, and Steam seems to be the king of the castle when it comes to gaming platforms. But why? Let's break it down. Game selection. From AAA blockbuster to quirky indie gems, Steam's library seems like this diverse ecosystem. Do you want to play Destiny 2? You got it. Or maybe you're more of a fan of Hollow Knight. Steam's got you covered there too. Indie love. Steam allows indie developers to shine with early access. It's like a digital incubator, but for games. It gives developers funding, quality assurance, and player feedback while they're still refining the final details of their game. It sure does lead people into some scams, but maybe that's a topic for another video. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear more about that. Steam Workshop. This feature enhances games with community-created content like mods or extra maps. It's the gift that keeps on giving, adding countless hours to games that you probably should have stopped playing ages ago. I would have stopped playing Go Fit like ages ago if it weren't for the community maps. Hardware innovations. Steam VR, Steam Deck, even a short-lived Steam controller proves that Valve isn't afraid to push boundaries. Is Steam perfect? Absolutely not. But looking at the competition is like comparing a buffet to a food truck. Both can serve delicious meals, but one gives way more options for you to choose. Now let's see how some of the other gaming platforms compare against Steam. Epic Games, the new kid on the block with deep pockets. They're like the rich kid in class who gives away free cookies in exchange for attention. Unless you're a Fortnite player, Epic Games is probably known to you just for the weekly freebies and a different store layout. They offer developers a sweeter revenue split with 88/12 compared to Steam's 70/30, but to the users, not so much. GOG, or Good Old Games, the hipster digital game store. GOG's main appeal is their collection of DRM-free old school games, making it perfect for nostalgic gamers to play their childhood games without having to hook up their PC with a CD drive. Oh, and get this, differently from Steam, GOG will let you transfer your games to your son or anyone else upon your death. That's right, if you can prove to GOG that you're dead, you can pass on your games around. I don't think it's enough to dethrone Steam, but Steam doesn't do that, so maybe you should consider that. Xbox Game Pass, the Netflix of gaming. It is excellent for playing many expensive games with just a monthly cost. I think it's one of the only on the list that is actually a sauce, but remember, you're only borrowing the games. You're not buying them. They're not yours. Once the game leaves the catalog, it's gone. And who knows if it will come back. The subscription model can be profitable, as Microsoft's success shows. You get convenience, but you kiss ownership goodbye. This means you can finish a AAA game for a fraction of their MSRP. However, the games you love might leave the catalog, leaving you unable to play them until they return, if they ever do. For many, especially those on a budget, Xbox Game Pass is a tempting choice. However, there's an undeniable trade-off. You end up having an immense library of games, but none to call your own. Last but not least, EA Play, Electronic Arts, the company that gamers love to hate. They also have a subscription service, but differently than Xbox, it only allows you to play EA. To join the club, you will have to have the EA app, which you might already have because you have to open it every single time you need to open a game you own from Electronic Arts on Steam. Ironic. The EA app, or Origin, or whatever they want to call it this week, always wanted to be the next Steam. But there's a reason EA gets the hate it does. The reason is the app sucks. I mean, the app itself, it's an unnecessary privacy nightmare bloatware. And the kicker, despite being one of the oldest PC gaming launchers on the list, being launched in 2011, it still lacks many features. You'd think with all that time they would have improved, but no. It's like they're stuck in a time loop, forever trying to catch up, but never quite making it.
Well, it's Groundhog Day.
So, which gaming platform offers the best experience? Is it Steam, Epic, GOG, Xbox, EA, or anyone that I forget to mention? Tell me your pick and why in the comments below. Let's get a heated debate going. Sometimes it's more fun than actually playing the games, right? But before that, I'm gonna do the right thing and say something nice about all the competitors. Starting with EA Play. Do you love playing Sims non-stop and couldn't care about other games? EA Play is your destination. Don't think again. Just don't download anything else. Just download the EA app. Just go play The Sims and The Sims DLC. God knows how much DLC they still have. Just enjoy your time. You're gonna have a good time. GOG. You wanna relive the classics and you don't want to find the 7 CDs of the game you played 20 years ago? Have fun. You'll have a blast over there. It's all for you. Epic Games. You want to build an infinite catalog of free games that you might not be able to play with your friends because they don't have crossplay? Go ahead. Be my guest. You might forget the Epic Games is installed, but hey, free is free, right? Xbox Game Pass. You don't mind paying for another subscription and you just want to play the best games right on launch day? Go ahead. That's all you're ever gonna need. You don't have to download anything else. But let's be honest, the king of the castle right now is still Steam, because I know you're holding on to money for the next Steam sale. And good news, there's always a Steam sale around the corner. Your unplayed library won't fill itself after all. Why is Steam king? Or me, you ask? I just don't think the other platforms measure up at all. Sure, Steam has its flaws, but with over 30,000 games, frequent sales that make your wallet cry, and so many community features like the market or the workshop, it is hard to beat. Plus, they're constantly giving smaller developers a shout out on their main store page. Even with a 70-30 split, countless indie games found success in Steam. It's like the American dream, but for games. So whether you're a casual gamer who just want to play Stardew Valley for the 100th time, or a hardcore enthusiast that needs those AAA titles, Steam will have you covered. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's video. I'm gonna see you in the next one where we're gonna be talking about how many OSHA violations does Willy Wonka rack up on his chocolate factory. It is a lot. Cool, bye!